Hi, this is Frank with the AZ Rhythm Connection, and we're here doing the basics of hand drumming. Using these things, your hands and your fingers, how can you use them with some everyday things like we may have around the house? Well, maybe not every day if you're not a musician, but things that you can do to create rhythm and joy with your hands. And that's the purpose of this video. You don't have to be a musician. I like to think of it as tap dancing with your hands and with your fingers. If we say tap dancing, we all know that we do certain things with our feet, but let's take that same sense of rhythm, that same sense of joy of when music is taking us to places where we enjoy and love to be, let's put it into our hands. Here's a simple, real basic pair of bongos. And you may notice that sometimes I hit it with my hands. Other times I hit it with a finger, or two, or three, or four, maybe even my thumbs. Sounds are all around us in our hands and in our fingers, and we can tap on our bodies with them. So let's do something really basic. Just with your dominant hand, it could be your right, could be your left. The choice is yours. Just follow along with me as we hit the bongo twice on each side. 1, 2, here we go. Excellent. Keep going. Keep going. Yes. You can hit it hard or soft. Do it within your own comfort level. A lot of times we think that we don't have rhythm, but we do, because every day we go to sleep, we wake up, our circadian rhythms, we walk, or however we go about life in certain patterns. That is what rhythm is all about. We're just taking those patterns now and putting them into our fingers and our hands. Okay, now let's just do one at a time, alternating hands. Last time we hit the drum twice. Here we go. Yes. Keep going. This really is the basics of hand drumming. You just tap something. Tap dance with your hands. Right now I'm doing it on a bongo. Now I'm going to switch it to my lap. Yeah, you do that too. Join me. Now let's go back to the bongo. Nice. This is all about giving you a chance to play along and learn a little bit about hand drumming. So long as your hands are moving and hitting something, you're drumming. And if I'm keeping this beat and you feel like playing a little bit more and improvising something to it, feel free. Go right ahead. This is a pulse. I'm going to double it. Yes. Now I'm going to go back to 1. Yeah. And you can be creative and go, yep. The joy of hand drumming is, again, using your hands and your fingers. How many times were we sitting at a desk? Well, in India, where they use the tabla, drumming with your fingers is that motion on steroids and speed. I'm not a tabla player, but they drum with their fingers. So there's lots of things that you can do with your fingers and with your hands. Create patterns, have fun. Let's try something simple with our fingers. Join me, join me. I'm going to slow it down. Yeah. Excellent. Now I'm on a pair of bongos, and this is a pair of bongos made by Remo Company, and they're made out of synthetic materials. But you may also do this on something that's made out of wood, and it'll sound different, but it's the same motion with your hands and fingers. So different surfaces have different types of hardness and different types of sound. So whatever you have available to you, use. How about this? How about if we're just using a box? So just kind of hold the box in your lap there, and what you can do with the box is just kind of curve your hand over the edge on both sides and just tap away. And how about if we add fingers and hands? Woo! So let's do that together. Just kind of roll your fingers. And I'm going from pinky to pointy finger. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. Boom. 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 Now it doesn't matter if you're left-handed or right-handed, you can do it either way. Tap, 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 tap. Boom. 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 So you can have fun with any type of surface that you can touch or tap. If you don't like holding it that way, now this is just a plain, ordinary box that you would get in the mail. We just had something come in yesterday. So any surface you can use to tap dance with your hands. And one of the funnest things I think people should do is play music that they're familiar with. And when it comes on, if you find your foot tapping, get your hands tapping and moving at the same time. Today's about showing you a few basic techniques that you can do on anything. A bowl. So let's just practice this little drill with your pointy finger and your middle finger. Yeah, and this gives you great practice at just getting your fingers used to alternating. And I'm hitting with the other hand. Ooh. Yes. So you can do that and be as creative as you want to be. With anything that you can find in your home. A bowl. Now, during these days of the pandemic, people are having to wash their clothes a lot more, so washboards are getting pretty popular again because people aren't wanting to go out to the laundromat. But how about this? You can tap on this, and this gives you a little bit of a timbre, kind of a little bit like a snare drum. So again, the power of hand drumming or tap dancing with your hands is transferring the pulse from your fingers and your hands onto some surface, any surface. Now, those of us that are young enough to remember washboard players, they might have a type of a pick or something in their hand that they would, run up and down. But just do it easy with your fingernail. Ooh. And you've got wood sounds up here. But if you keep it simple, you can tap dance with your hands anytime, anywhere, on anything. What's one of the fun things to do too is when you're tap dancing, just add a little sound with your voice. Any sound that comes out. Chicka, boop, boop, chicka, roopa doop bop, booba dooba dooba doop bop bop, bibba doom bop bop, bibba dooba doom bing, ba-da-dum bum bum, chicka chicka chick ching, ba-da-dum bum bum, ba-ba-doom bum bum. So I'm going to play this washboard a little bit, and I want you to tap along and make up a sound with your voice. Any sound. Keep going. Yes. Tap, hit, tap, hit, tap, hit. The joy of improvisation is that you can do anything with your hands on any surface. Keep going. Don't forget to add that voice. Nice. And give yourself a drum roll. And wash an extra pair of socks. Yay. Okay. You know what? I'm feeling like I need a cup of coffee. How do I take and make sounds with my fingers and my hands on a coffee can? The same way. So our purpose on this is to give you an opportunity to expand your creativity with whatever surface, instrument, thing you can touch, tap, or hit in your own home. Now, I kind of like doing thumb stuff too. Sometimes I use it for hitchhiking. Ha! But if I don't do that, I just tap on my thumb. And always do this within your own comfort level. You want to be careful not to tap the edge, but just right in the middle. Ah. So you can use all of your fingers, including your thumb and your hand. Ah. You can even do a drum roll with both sides. With fingers or hands. But whether using both sides, one side, wherever part of the can you have on a coffee can, just use it, have fun, like you can with all of these things, from as simple as a box, bongos, drum, a Homer bucket. The whole thing is about you having fun using your hands to tap dance with your hands on different surfaces. So let's play along with me. Yes. Woo! Good. Tap dance with your hands. Hand drumming. Your own personal joy. One, two, here we go, and thank you so much.